If you're going through divorce, how do you make sure you're meeting your financial needs, wants, and wishes? My name is Josephti Cruz. I'm a certified divorce financial analyst for the Wealth Garden. 38% of divorcees report that financial problems were the main cause of their divorce. Let's leave that behind and move on and create a new and better financial life for you. All right, this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about creating your spending plan, essentials versus wants and wishes. We're going to also talk about budget tools and strategies, and then tips to adjust your spending habits. What is essential versus discretionary? Think of essentials as your needs. You need a roof over your head, so you're home. You need utilities so that the lights are on and the water turns on. You also need to feed yourself and you need to get around, transportation. Discretionary just means your wants and your wishes. So wants could be within that food budget, making your own food versus going out to eat. Netflix and Hulu versus just regular channels on the TV. Right? And wishes could be those things that you're really shooting for and budgeting for, like a big vacation. There's a lot of things that you may need, like you may need transportation. So maybe you do really need that car to get to work, but what kind of car do you need? So right now, if you're making $1,000 a month payments on a really nice car, is that necessary for you to get from home to work or home to wherever else you need to be? Or could you possibly trade that down and lower that monthly payment? These are the types of things where it could be a need, could be an essential, but within that, you can be making adjustments to the want part of that need. Also coffee, right? Lots of us drink coffee. I used to go to the office and buy Starbucks twice a day, so that cost me at least $10 a day. And I've since switched and make my own coffee at home and have lowered the price down to about $1.50 to $2 a day versus the $10 I used to spend. So for me, that want of Starbucks became a nice necessary need, and it was a lot cheaper. So those are the little things that you can adjust. Other tips and tricks. So maybe this is basic, but maybe this isn't. Spend what you make and not a penny more. So if you bring $1,000 a month, that is your budget. And if $1,000 a month isn't enough, then you're gonna get a better job that pays you more money. You're gonna get a second job. You're gonna get training so that you could change your career. I get that that may not be instantaneous, but it's good to recognize it immediately and work towards making it something that's acceptable to you. Budget worksheet. So you can Google this, you can create a budget worksheet. It could be as simple as using Excel on your computer. If you prefer pencil and paper, you could do that too. Just make sure that you include your debt payments as part of your budget. And what I mean by that is listing out your income or incomes. So if you have one job and one income, list that out. If you have 3 jobs, you put in all those incomes and then you subtract all of your expenses. So each utility, each coffee cup, each thing of groceries, like you're gonna subtract it down and see if you're staying within your budget. Now, if a worksheet is not enough for you, there are always some apps that you can find online. So I know a popular one up to recently was mint.com, and that went offline. So I did some research on some other replacements. I'm not promoting any of these necessarily. I just did research on them. So I'm going to go from most expensive to cheapest. There's something called YNAB or YNAB. There's something called Quick and Simplify. And then there's also Empower. So these are online apps where it could be a little bit simpler to manage your budget because you can link your credit cards, link your checking accounts, and then it just flows in the expenses and the incomes into the app so that you can manage it a little more quickly. If you have a financial advisor already, they may have software for you to use. Use them because you're already paying them. So make sure that you ask them if they have some kind of budgeting tool that you can use. Keep it simple, right? Always keep it simple because the simpler you make it, the more you're going to stick to your budget. If you're overspending your credit cards, as an example, it's really easy to just miss the mark on your budget and spend more on your credit card because you can't see how much you're spending. Keep envelopes with cash. So if you have a $300 a month budget for your groceries, put $300 a month in an envelope that says groceries. Bring that envelope with you to the grocery and If you're running low, then you know that you're gonna have to start scrimping, right? Until the next month, and you can replenish it with that $300. Keep a little envelope with cash for your gas in the car. You can put that in the glove compartment, and you'll pull cash when you pay for gas at the gas station. So sometimes simple is enough, right? And then that way you can stick with your budget and you can see where you're spending and when you're not. I love to eat out, so I have to keep an envelope with cash to make sure that, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna skip that dessert because I'm running low on my envelope. So you can just do that. So dialing down your spending habits may suck initially, for sure, right? So perhaps you're going from a 2-income household to a 1-income household, and maybe you were the earner that made less. So it may feel terrible and unfair, and you may feel like you're missing out on all the things that you used to enjoy, but remember, this is just a transition, right? So yes, you're going from we to me. That initially could be jarring. That's okay. Accept it and then move on, right? So if you don't like your situation the way it is post-divorce, it's up to you now to make changes for the better. So if you're not earning enough, take steps to earn more so that you can start going back to those concerts, or you can start going out to eat with your friends like you used to. It's not permanent, right? This is just temporary. And I feel like if you just think that it's temporary, it's just not gonna feel as bad, because now it's up to you to change it. You just empower yourself and build the life you want. I hope you found that helpful. I hope you found that enlightening and encouraging. Budgeting is always hard, but budgeting is the key to success, getting you through the divorce and after the divorce, and building that life that you really want for yourself. So if you like it, subscribe to this channel. See you later.